Domestic cats kill over 2,000 people. Species. Cats living in the wild, including indoor cats that roam freely outdoors, have one of the most diverse diets of any predator in the world. According to recent research, cats' menu includes at least 2,084 different species of animals, including endangered species. Scientists from the USA, France, Australia and New Zealand have compiled a list of species eaten by domestic cats. In works published in the journal, Nature Communications, they based, among others, on data from research on the impact of cats on various ecosystems and the animal populations living in them. Many of them analyzed the damage caused by free-living cats, i.e., those that do not have a guardian or whose owners allow them to roam freely around the area. The damage mainly affects the bird population. But scientists looked more broadly at the eating habits of cats. Analyses showed that cats eat 981 species of birds, 463 species of reptiles, 199 species of insects and 57 species of amphibians. The authors wrote in the paper that cats around the world eat almost everything they can catch and kill, from rats and mice to snakes and frogs, spiders and, of course, birds. Lots of birds. Our study sheds light on the predatory habits of one of the world's most effective and widespread invasive predators. To our knowledge, this study is the most comprehensive global synthesis of cat diet to date, and likely the largest in the world for any species, the study authors write. In addition to the diversity of their diet, the sheer number of animals killed is also striking. Another study last year estimated that domestic cats kill between 160 and 270 million animals each year in the UK alone. Similar data was collected in Australia. There, cats are responsible for the death of as many as 650 million reptiles every year. Scientists have also noticed that cats kill many animals on the endangered species list. Their victims include, for example, green turtles and the Hawaiian shearwater. There are 347 species in total. The percentage of endangered species that fall prey to cats is much higher in island ecosystems. In New Zealand, for example, research in the 1970s found that feral domestic cats had contributed to the extinction of at least 6 endemic bird species. The high number of protected species found in cats' diets, 16.65%, is concerning, given that cats have already been linked to the extinction of birds, mammals and reptiles around the world and are considered a major threat to many existing threatened species, emphasized the authors of the study. Pando, the largest organism in the world, is slowly being eaten. In the Wasatch Mountains in Utah, USA, on the slopes above the lake, there lives a gigantic organism that enables an entire, unique ecosystem to survive. Plants and animals have relied on it for thousands of years. Now this extraordinary creature called Pando is threatened by moose and deer, which eat its young shoots. Pando is a forest of genetically identical aspen trees, Populus tremuloides, which is considered one of the oldest organisms living on our planet. Each of approximately 47,000 trees share the same genetic material and are connected to others through a complex root system called a polycormon. In total, Pando weighs approximately 6,000 tons, making it the largest single organism on Earth. This is a so-called clonal organism or genet or genetic individual. Its structure can be characterized as modular. Individual shoots or suckers, more or less distant from each other, are called ramets, and in morphological and physiological terms they constitute one whole, although they look like separate individuals. Such a macroorganism can cover a huge area and weigh thousands of tons. This type of organisms includes dwarf Norway spruces, Picea abies and Lamatia tasmania, a plant from the silver family. Researchers estimate that Pando may live for up to 14,000 years, although most trunks die after about 130 years. During this time, an entire specific ecosystem evolved, including 68 plant species and many animal species. All this biological wealth depends on the condition of Pando, which is threatened by several factors. One of the biggest concerns is too many deer and elk. In the past, their population was kept in check by wolves and cougars. Now these predators are gone and the herds have become much larger. The population size is also influenced by the fact that hunting is not allowed in Pando. When older trees die or fall, light reaches the forest floor, which stimulates new shoots to grow. However, when animals eat the tops of young tree trunks, they die. This means that there are few new trees in much of Pando. The exception is one area that was fenced several decades ago. This eliminated access for moose and deer, so researchers observed successful regeneration of new stumps. Older stems in Pando often fall victim to tree diseases, including ringworm and leaf spot. And although similar diseases have been developing in tree stands for millennia, it is unknown what their long-term impact on the ecosystem may be, given the lack of new growth. Climate change is also a threat. Pando was created after the last ice age, and since then the conditions in which it lives have been relatively stable. Current warming may lead to drought, which in turn will threaten the size of the organism and the viability of individual trees. This condition also increases the risk of fires. Pando will certainly fight to adapt to rapidly changing conditions while maintaining its size. What is hopeful is that Pando is resilient and has already survived rapid environmental changes, especially when European settlers began settling the area in the 19th century. The forest has already dealt with diseases, fires and animals. And yet it remains the world's largest scientifically documented organism. Current human activity also supports Pando in its survival. Numerous groups of scientists, ecologists and forest services protect this unique organism and continue to discover its secrets.